Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anton. I'm Chief Product Officer of VR Medical. And we are creating small miracles for the patients through rehabilitation in virtual reality. When I have started to work on this project earlier this year, we had a strong understanding that rehabilitation has three big problems. There is a growing demand for it, there is a shortage of rehabilitation personnel on the market, and rehabilitation is in general quite painful procedure for the patients. But with our previous experience, we had an idea that virtual reality can address those problems. But to be sure about our hypothesis, we conducted really a lot of interviews to understand if we are going in the right direction or not, before signing up for the challenge to build a new solution based on the virtual reality technologies for healthcare rehabilitation. That's why we immediately started to cooperate with Faculty University Hospital in Pilsen and test our prototypes right on the patients. Here you can see how our solution works right now. You have a headset, you're putting it on the head of the patient or two at the same time, and then remotely launching our virtual reality rehabilitation. Patients don't need any controllers, they're just interacting with their hands, and then they're guided inside of the exercise through the whole virtual experience. What is good that in-built cameras allowing us to track all the movements of the patients. It means distance, ranges, angles, everything. And due those data, we're able to really objectify the patient's progress, which is already called by the rehabilitation personnel as the biggest benefit for them in our solution. But let's return to the patient. Imagine the one after the head stroke. His body is still not recovered fully. He has a problem with the balance during the standing because of his leg. His hand is shaking and he's not able to raise it to a position. We are launching him our rehabilitation, and which is like looking like a normal casual home activity, but while being fully immersed in the virtual reality experience and totally distracted from his reality. We're observing right now those things. Patients start to stand stable, his hand stops to shaking because he's concentrating on what he's doing during the exercise. He's able to raise hand higher because he's not able to feel all the pain that he have. And he's in average more energized and happy, which brings us to the more endurance and the patient's bigger effort into the whole rehabilitation, which is normally not achievable through the traditional physiotherapy. And we know that right now this is a huge change in what is happening with the patient. But to be able to confirm it, we're having right now preclinical studies to be able to objectify and to be able to calculate the impact on the economical and healing processes. We also know that our solution is applicable in many other areas like addictions, fear treatment, pain management, and others, which was already confirmed by many other international clinical studies that we have a positive impact on it. That's why the whole market of virtual reality in healthcare going to grow up to 40 billion during the next 5 years. And we also know that the main budget spenders in this area are going to be hospitals and clinical and rehabilitation clinics because they have a wide range of different patients with different diagnoses. That's the reason why we're already building applications for those diagnoses, and we are connecting under one platform more different hardware to work with. While our solution is still quite complex, it is super friendly to use for the personnel because any therapist can launch its rehabilitation for the patient during 60 seconds. And we are selling our solution into bundles. This is hardware set, which is one-time purchase, and then we're also offering software licenses and support licenses based on the yearly base. In our team, we have failing. Yeah, almost. No. Yep. Our team have more than 20 people, and we are covering all required expertises right now, from technology up to research, business, development, designs, and etc. But to be able to deliver top-notch medical device, we brought on board the best minds in rehabilitation, nursing, and neuropsychology from Czech Republic and most innovative hospitals. And to be sure that we will be able to handle reimbursement process, we're also cooperating with ex-CEO of the insurance company and ex-CEO of Alzheimer's Center, who are able to solve those challenges for us. Till today, we have already medical device class 1 certification. We launched 3 pre-pilot clinical studies.
Dramatic pauses included.
Magic is not happening. I don't need slides. So basically, we already have first sales, and we have additional 20 million crowns in pipeline for the future year from hospitals and universities. And during the next year, we're going to conduct all additional clinical studies in full scale in terms of measuring the healing effects and also economical impacts. To be sure that we will be able to prove 100% for insurance companies that we will be able to be covered by one of the codes under which we want to be signed up. And also we want to get on board more distributors to achieve our sales goals. And next year also will be the year where we're going to prepare multicentric studies in Germany to be able to roll out our solution to the other countries in the European Union. And currently, for this reason, we're searching partners who are able to conduct those clinical studies with us, and also potential distributors who are able to scale our solution to other countries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You ended the pitch splendidly, and now we have 5 minutes for questions and answers from the jury members. So please, jury members, feel free to ask.
Thank you very much for presentation. Impressive. Thank you, even because of this technical problem. But how many users do you have on your solution since now, and how many of them you expecting in next 1 or 2 years?
I'll just repeat to the microphone. So the question was how many users you have and how many users you are expecting in the future.
Right now we have launched 3 pre-pilot clinical studies, in which of those clinical studies participating at least 10 patients, which will be going to use those applications multiply times from 5 up to 10. And during next year, we're going to have in our clinical studies at least 100 patients in 5 hospitals that already pre-agreed. And our goal is to have 15 hospitals during next year who will be already paying for this solution. So it means daily usage of one headset can be around like from 5 up to 10 patients per day. But it really depends on how much each hospital will be able to use it.
Thank you very much. Next question.
Yeah, also from my side, thanks a lot for continuing in pitching despite the technical issues. I would actually follow where it ended your answer to the question. Working with the hospital, what's your plan? How to make it to be financeable from the public healthcare systems?
Right now, we have our first sale is from a hospital commercial network of the hospitals who are really innovative. That's why they were able to dedicate the budget on this project. And all other hospitals who are pre-signed up for this solution and in which we are going to do these clinical studies are planning to finance this from government grants and another government money. But also that's why this is the reason why we're really pushing to insurance, we have a plan with one insurance company and 2 hospitals to have a clinical study especially for them, because we already know under which code we're going to be signed up. And if we'll be covered through this code, basically our solution will be only 25 up to 30% of the costs of this code coverage. And it means that it's going to be making sense for the hospital to invest in us.
Thank you very much. Next question.
I believe you made some investigation about your concurrents. You are not only one here in Czech Republic, mainly in the Europe region. What is your advantage out of your concurrents?
I don't have slides, unfortunately. There was a special slide for it. But I will try. I think there is 2 main competition on the market. Most of them are busy with United States market, and also in the European Union there is projects, especially 2 in France, who are doing also virtual reality rehabilitations for the patients after head strokes. But they're also including different like platforms and huge hardware pieces. So basically, we're not competing with this segment because they're busy with the patients who are really like just after the head stroke. And we're working with the patients who are in the later stages of recovery. And also our competitive advantage is there is anyone on the market who is able to work with hand tracking technology. So basically we're doing like even micro movements tracking the fingers, and that's where we're right now, let's say, trying to separate our position.
Okay, one last very quick question and answer, please.
Okay, we've seen the application of this technology for the hospitals. Do you in the future see the opportunity to be used in the less sophisticated places like some care homes for elderly or even at home by the patient?
Definitely, there is a huge potential with homes for elderly. We were thinking about this model, but problem is that absence of finances in general in this segment. But it has potential in B2C segment in general, in home care, if patients are able to pay for this solution itself. So there is another huge market.
Thank you very much. That was VR Medical and Anton Titel. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.